All right, let's continue here. Yeah, he just had too much going on. Let's go to John from Jersey. John, what's going on today?
Hey, David, thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
So you've been talking a lot lately about anti-Semitism, which is a subject I think about a lot.
Mm,
I'm a Copt, which is a Christian ethno-religious group, mostly from Egypt.
yes.
So growing up around other Copts, I always heard some dark anti-Semitic comments, like, a lot of it with the whole, Christ killer, or sometimes, they have the evil eye, they're pale with no soul.
Yeah.
And as vile as these comments are, what really puzzles me is the phenomenon of the typical tropes, like, they stick together and help each other.
Right.
They're cheap. You know, and what's hypocritical about this is a lot of these like common tropes are actually traits that are in the Coptic community, and they're almost like revered. Except, you're not called cheap; you're called like frugal and like crafty and things like that. You're not called the something bad about sticking together. No, you're part of a community.
Right.
So I just
Well,
wanted to take
also
your
one of the
your
funny
take on
ones,
that.
sorry to interrupt, but one of the funny ones is, when people go, "Oh, Jews, they just love money." It's like, right. Black people hate money, white people hate money, Italian people hate money. Jews are the ones that love money. It's all so stupid.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very transparent and hypocritical. Why is it that it's something that's still a trait among, really most people?
Which part is a trait? The having the
And I
anti-Semitic
guess,
beliefs or what?
yeah, well, I guess the like hate for Jews, like what
Oh,
what is it what is it that makes Jews so unique, or the focal point of the whole world, really?
there's a bunch of factors here. So I'll list some of them, okay? There are
Okay, go ahead.
historical factors which blaming Jews for thousands of years has been a shorthand that can be used whenever there's a problem. Is it they're responsible for the plague, or they're responsible for killing Jesus, or they're responsible for the American college and universities becoming left wing, whatever. So first of all, it's been a shorthand for a long time. Two, as you mentioned, many of the tropes actually sort of apply to everyone, but and so it's very easy to say, oh well, Jews love money and are cheap. It's like most people like money and try to avoid spending more money than they need to, but when it's only applied to one group, you can very easily find what you're looking for. That's a second thing. Third thing, there is a difference with some Jews, right? Remember, there's some Jews are darker skinned, lighter skinned, whatever. In Western societies, it's true that in many cases, you can't tell by looking at someone whether they're Jewish. Obviously, most Jews aren't wearing a yarmulke or payas or all these different things. So you can't tell when you look at someone. And to some of these anti-Semites, that becomes part of why they are targeted, because it's seen almost as part of the deception. They walk around among us and you can't even tell who's who. If someone's a woman, you can tell by looking at them. If someone's black, you can tell by looking at them, etc. So it almost feeds upon its own trope about the idea of deception and hiding out in plain sight. And so all these different little historical and modern realities. And then there's another thing which people love to talk about this. Oh, well, why are Jewish folks overrepresented in some industries? And they love to talk about law or entertainment or whatever.
Right.
There's a historical discrimination reason why that's the case. Jews were banned for so long and in so many places from participating in so many industries that there was this de facto push to concentrate in industries where you can not necessarily have to physically engage with certain industries in particular ways. And it's because of discrimination that you now see some of that phenomena today, not because of any grand conspiracy to control industries, as anti Semites often say. It's because of discrimination where Jews were crossed off from a whole bunch of industries. You can't be here, you can't be here, you can't be here. Okay, well, what's left?
Right, right. That's something similar to a lot of other trades or professions, like, Irish Americans in the law enforcement community,
Sure.
things like that.
Yep.
Thanks, David. Thanks for giving me your take on this. Do I
Appreciate
have
it.
time for another question?
We are out of time.
Okay, thanks for taking my
All
call.
right. Your first one was good, though, so I really appreciate it. All right, everybody, we're going to go to a break. Sorry I wasn't able to get to everybody, but we will take calls again.